I don't know if I ever feel that I will made it, right? Because once you feel you achieved something, you get settled and then life becomes boring. So I always like to get better and better and achieve for the best. My name is Cristina Tello-Trillo. I'm 38 years old. I live in Bethesda, Maryland, in the suburbs of Washington, D.C. I live with my husband, Sebastian, and my 5-year-old son, Leo. And in 2023, my husband and I made about $268,000. In 2023, my personal income was $162,000 for working at the U.S. Census Bureau and teaching at the University of Maryland. Me and my husband split expenses like 50-50. We've been doing that since we got married 7 years ago. My parents were very frugal, I think because of their upbringing. They were kind of lower middle class. So I'm very into savings, very into investing. I'm very worried into not having a lot of big expenditures. So in that way, I'm the same as them. But also I'm different as them that I like to have some nice stuff. So I love to cook and I love to cook healthy food. I think it's a really great way to experience family when you sit at the table together with a home-cooked meal. My biggest expense outside of the necessary is probably Uber Eats. I like to eat good food, and if I don't cook, I don't have time to cook, I splurge and order a really good ceviche or something Latin American. I like to spend money in exercise equipment. I have a pretty nice bike that I use over the weekend. So everything related to exercise, it's a no-brainer for me. If I find the utility for it, I go and get it. Our mortgage payment for the house that we live in is about $4,700. We have a pretty big home, pretty busy schedule, so that's a task that we decided to outsource. We didn't have a cleaning lady before, but it has saved us a lot of issues between me and my husband. I think it's money well spent. I think childcare is so expensive and very happy to be done with childcare. My son is now 5, he's entering kindergarten. So even though I don't have to pay for his 9 to 3 education, I still have to pay for aftercare. It's expected to be $700 per month. I think I'm less risk-averse than my husband. He's much more conservative with his money. He puts the money in a bank, in a savings account, and he's happy with that. I'm more into, okay, my savings account gives me 5%, how can I make more money, right? So I'm trying to look it for the next big thing. I don't expect to pay for my kid's college. I hope that he gets a scholarship or a loan that he can pay his own college. I would not like my kid to feel that he has enough safety net so he doesn't make an effort to succeed in the world. I want him to fight for the things that he wants, and maybe I'll save some money so he can get a decent inheritance, but not a lot. I expect him to get his own money, get his own savings, because that's the way that life works, right? So when we go to the store, I tell my kid that I can buy him a toy or something that he wants if it's less than $5. In the future, what I would like to do is give him like $10 and see, you can spend this $10 now in whatever toy you like, or save that $10 and maybe next week you get other $10 and save that to buy a bigger toy. So I haven't always been interested in investing in real estate. I just didn't have enough money to start investing. So the first property that we bought was an apartment in Washington, D.C. In that property, we lived there for 2 years, and then we bought our current home. And that property was our first rental property. This is a decision that we made as a family because my husband's work is pretty demanding, so he really has no time to spend on real estate investment or looking for houses or analyzing homes. So this was just kind of my baby. Rochester has a pretty good rental to home price ratio, and that was one of the main reasons that I decided to go for Rochester because it gave me pretty good cash flow. I would say an investment property, it's passive income after maybe 6 months in. The first 6 months, there are a lot of things that you have to do. Sometimes with the property, also you have to get a tenant. That sometimes takes time. But after that, then I think it becomes a really passive income. My property at Washington, D.C., we have been renting that property for the past 3 years, and it's pretty passive. Maybe I'll talk to my tenant once every 4 months, and that's it. One of the hassles that I found of being a homeowner is that sometimes contractors and other people that come to the house might not take you seriously as a female. But other than that, rental property and renting to tenants has been pretty smooth sailing. My main regret was not starting investing sooner. Houses appreciate a lot year by year, and you don't really need a big down payment to buy a home. Once you start investing, you get profit and you do more investing, and it works great. I got interested in economics from an early age. Both of my parents are economists, so they talk a lot about econ on the dining table. But I think what it really got me interested into economics was playing Monopoly. When I lived in Nicaragua, I used to play Monopoly every single day for at least a year. My husband is an economist. Both of my parents are economists. My husband's parents are both economists, and my brother is an economist. So I'm a little bit biased towards economics. I wanted to be a researcher. I wanted to be in the frontier of knowledge in economics. I'm a data nerd, so I really like working with data, either on my research or the policy aspect on it. One thing that I would really want in the future is to expand my rental portfolio. My goal is to buy 2 investment properties per year. Once I get to 20 properties, then I'll have enough income to kind of substitute for my actual job, which I will never do because I love my job, but it's a great side income to have. A huge dream of mine will be to have enough money to give back, especially to Latin America, since I was raised in Latin America, and build schools or charter schools, because I believe education is key for success, and education is key for happiness and key for being healthy. I hope sharing my story encourage and inspire women, in particular Hispanic women, that you can thrive outside your home and live a happy life.